You know, if life isn't, if my life wasn't about technical difficulties, I don't know what the hell I would do. Anyway, it's K0MRD, your radio prepper, and I am here to discuss Baofeng radios. I know I said 4:30. I apologize. I had some issues with my equipment here. So I hope folks will be coming in soon. So give me 1 second. Oh, come on. Going into my channel because I'm weird. Now I'm hitting the live. And I'm cutting my mic. There we go. Okay. So, Arkansas, what's going on? Good to see you, brother. I'm glad you're here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Mark, what's going on? How are you? Glad you can make it. I know I'm late, and I feel really bad about that, honestly. I'm going to pin that so we can get folks coming in. Come on, work with me. Oh, God. Come on. So, the UV5R is the ubiquitous radio that most preppers are going to get. Yeah, here it is, UV5R. I've got an addition to mine. Basic radio, right? Cute little bugger. When you get it, comes into three separate pieces. Your radio front, your, what is this, 18 milliamp battery, and then usually it has a craptacular antenna, which mine has gone away. Anyway, that antenna really isn't worth a tinker's damn, and I'm going to be honest. This adapter is SMA female to SO239. Will allow you to put this radio to a mag mount antenna. I know I said all of this earlier, but I didn't have people in here, so I was really just talking to myself, which was kind of creepy, if you ask me. Yeah. Hey, Joe Morgan, what's going on? I do believe that's pinned. The link is pinned up in the top, so anybody, feel free to come on in so we can have a conversation and not just me rattling on for the next hour or so. Or whatever, until you people get tired of me talking. So, what I wanted to go over really is expectations and uses for these radios. I don't know if people are getting the misunderstanding that you can talk, across state lines with these, and unless you live very close to a state line and you can hit a repeater, that's just not going to happen. These are VHF and UHF. Not much. Was looking at old Winchesters. Loretta and I were talking about them. I wanted one forever. Yes, they do cost a lot. As I was saying, the UV5R is a short-range communication. Okay. Granted, it's longer than FRS or CB, but it's pretty much the same as GMRS or ham radio. The range radio to radio for these is 1 to 5 miles, depending on terrain. And by terrain, I mean things like buildings, trees. Hello, Loretta. Welcome. Come on in. Thank you for coming. The power output for these is 5 watts. And that may not seem like a whole lot, and really it's not, but for short range communication, that's plenty. And if you can hit a repeater, you can get 30 to 40 mile distance, something along those lines. Yeah. So, does anybody have any questions about the radios? Because that's what I want to focus on tonight. I mean, I'm all about getting folks together, and I think my ring light is dying. I want to get folks to, get more concerned about communications, because once the shit hits the fan, comms are going to be down. My cat back here, that's Twix. She's over this shoulder, cleaning her paws. She's a weirdo. In an emergency situation, like Katrina or anything, your cell towers are going to be jam-packed with people trying to communicate via cell phone, which is a viable communication tool. Don't downplay this, but don't depend on it. Portable and universal, you would FRS or CB would be more universal, and there's no license needed for those, which I'm planning on getting some FRS radios to do a review. So do you program certain frequency? Yes. And with the UV5R, a good program to program the radios is CHIRP. It's a free program, and it really expedites the programming of the frequencies into this radio. Otherwise, it has to all be done by hand, and I do have a guide on my Discord server to show you how to do it by hand. My recommendation would be to get CHIRP. Yeah, it is widely adapted. Okay, all right. I'm answering Prepper Book Club. I have CHIRP website. I just haven't got the chance to do this yet. All right. Once everything's set up on your computer and you have CHIRP running, plug in your radio with the data cord, and the programming for repeaters in your area is like lightning fast. It's really good. Hey, Zombie Prepper, good for you to come in. Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. In the YouTube channel up at the top, there's a pinned comment. If anybody wants to come on up, come on up. I'm here for you. That is my job. Anyway, yeah, so thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. I know I just yelled at and I didn't mean to. Sorry. Dry mouth. So, what can you not do with these? You can program these to monitor FRS and GMRS frequencies, but unless you have a GMRS license, I wouldn't transmit. So CHIRP will take location specific and program it from there. Yes, it will. Prepper Book Club and Northern Girl, thank you for coming in. I'm glad you're here. As I was saying, you can monitor GMRS and FRS frequencies on this, but I would not transmit. because these radios are not type accepted by the FCC for those frequencies. However, monitoring them, you can do what you want. You just listen to it. Just don't hit this little button on the side. Don't hit that push to talk. You're good to go. It's actually pretty good for gathering information, not necessarily intel. That's a whole different ball of wax. Lucky Dame. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Lucky, question for you specifically. When you got your antenna, the mag mount, did it have a wide mouth at the end? And if so, you will need one of these. This is SMA female to SO39 239 adapter that goes onto the radio. If I don't screw it up. Oh, you emailed the pics. Okay, good. All right, goes on just like that. You connect the mag mount there. Okay, I will check those and I will give you more information after I'm done. Okay. Does anybody want to come up? Please. I feel like I'm talking to myself and it's really kind of weird. So anyway, anywho, where was I? Oh, the FRS and GMRS. Again, you can program it to monitor, but don't transmit unless you have a license. And I wouldn't transmit on these because they are not type accepted by the FCC and they make the rules currently. Now, shit hits the fan situation, all bets are off. Yes, but right now we have to follow the rules. Okay. All right. So we follow the law of the land. We have to be licensed to use ham radios, but if you don't have a license, you can always get, in my experience, what kind of range are you getting on a UV5R? Okay. I'll get right back to you, Joe. I can hit a repeater 15 miles north from inside my apartment. Here I am. And I can hit the repeater, no problem. Radio to radio, I can hit 3 miles in good terrain. Okay. What is type accepted? The FCC has made decisions on the types of equipment that are used or usable in certain frequency ranges. The UV5R, the frequency ranges are from 136 to 174 megahertz and from 400 to 520 megahertz. Okay. Both are well within ham band ranges. For an FRS radio, it has to be under 2 watts and it cannot have a removable antenna. So that would be the type acceptances. Range really depends on antenna, doesn't it? How high up it is, higher, more unobstructed. Yes, that is true. Yes, for a base station, that is true. The higher the antenna, the better the range. For just walking around with a regular antenna, just a stock antenna on the radio, you're going to get maybe 3 miles radio to radio. Higher is better, at least with UHF and VHF. Okay, that's the very high and ultra high frequencies. Because the ranges are so long, it's literally 2 meters long, okay, and then 70 centimeters, so it's not really that long, but they are they can be obstructed, and yes, terrain will dictate how your signals go. Yes, terrain does. Okay. So let me see something here. I wanted to do a whole big production, but I just don't have big production money. And speaking of FRS radios, I will be ordering some because I don't. How do you change the channel? That's easy. Okay, so you've got your radio on, right? You see the orange? Okay, means it's working. 2 buttons, up and down right there on the keypad. Yeah. I didn't pay attention to the suggested adapt. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, on the face of I don't know if you saw Dave Castenberry's video where he's using the IC 705 in conjunction with a laptop. That was an interesting portable setup. Yes, for high frequency, yes, that is. Because you could run digital off of that. And you could run APRS on these with the correct adapter that goes into this little side here. I don't know if you can see it. All right. You can get an APRS cable, and an old cell phone actually will run APRS. So that's kind of digital on 2 meter. But yeah, sorry, my phone is being stupid. Yep, text messages or email. You can send email via FT8 over HF. So yeah. I'm hoping I'm making sense and I'm not just blathering here because it feels like I am. Yeah, FT8 and JS8, you can use that on HF with a laptop and an adapter cable that goes to that radio. I'm actually trying to set it up on an old laptop I have in my shack to run FT8, but I have to do it after I can set up my antenna on a semi-permanent basis. Living in an apartment kind of sucks that way. They won't. Yes, I would. For the Baofeng, those the longer ones. Yes, I would. I have 3 of them for other radios, and I use it. I use them well, and the battery lasts a good long while. I would also suggest a shoulder mic with the clip, so you can have your radio on your belt and you have your speaker up here. Those are $7 to $10 on Amazon. So yeah. Yes, I do get I get the rechargeable ones because the AA ones, in my experience, they tend to drain the battery fast, especially if you're using APRS, which I do have a video on. I'll probably highlight that video at some point. Good. Aubrey whips are good. Did you get the tactical bendable ones or just a regular thin wire, or not wire, thin antenna? Because I actually have both of them, and I prefer the regular whips to the tactical ones, because the tactical ones the radio itself is small, with the tactical antenna, it's 15 inches, and it drops the radio, makes the radio fall over. And hey Stuart, how's it going? Sorry to hear that. Oh, you got the 42.5 one. Oh, you're reaching out and touching everybody, ain't you? I love those. But yeah, I love Baofengs. They're cheap, they're inexpensive, and yes, they are a beginner radio. I am sorry about that, Mad Hound Dog. Wow. Train of thought. The mag mount antenna, using that for a base station with the adapter. I should have said something. I really apologize, Lucky Dame. Please forgive me. Those work really well for a base station unit in the house. There are additional things that you can get to boost the signal for the UV5R. As you know, they put out 5 watts. I have a 2-meter adapter, an amplifier that will take. I was just apologizing for not mentioning the adapter in my other video, so forgive me. I have an old Radio Shack 2-meter adapter that'll take this 5-watt power and juice it up to 30 watts. And that is really cool, if you ask me. I actually had a chance to play with it a while back, and it worked really well. I mean, I was able to hit repeaters further out than I normally do. So yeah. Well, it does happen. So yeah, the SO239 to SMA female, great little things to have. I've got a bunch of them, 3 or 4. But yeah, they work really well, especially if you want to use the mag mount. Hello, please remain calm. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Let me see something here. Joe's in here. Northern Girls. I'm looking at the YouTube feed. Give me 1 second. There you go. All right. So, what else can I answer about these? Okay, the USS Truman is being sent to that area right now. Hey, Ark, what's going on? Are there any decent earbuds or earphones? Not that I found yet. The ones that come with the radio, because you get your little accessory pack. Those will suffice, but I have not found any good earbuds that will connect to those yet. When I do, you will be the first to know. So, what up, whoopers? All right. Yeah. The one that comes with the radio, yes, it is. Yeah. But when I find better ones, I will put recommendations. The best model in my experience is the UV5R. It's a workhorse. It's $25. So if it gets damaged, you're not out a whole hell of a lot. and yeah, you're out $25. But this radio has been with me for 7 years. It's been dunked in coffee, of all things. I have a video on that in my channel way back in the beginning. It's called Baofeng and Coffee. This thing fell off a desk, or fell off a dresser into a cup of coffee I had sitting on my desk. I thought it was dead. Took the battery out, let it dry, changed the battery, plugged it in, turned it on, and it kicked right back up. So these things are workhorses. I like the UV82s. They're a little more complicated. They're a bit better built. I mean, the UV5Rs tend to be a little... not Yaesu, Kenwood. Kenwood accessories would work. Yaesu is only a single pole. Yes, the extended batteries do hold a charge really well. You can try it, Ark, if you want to waste either a beer or your radio like that. Go for it. There are no channels. There are a frequency range, Northern Girl. The 2 meter, at least here, I'm not sure about up there by you guys. It goes from 144 to 174, and then 440 to 450. Okay. Hey, Color Drop, thanks for coming in. Yeah, this, Joe, cheap, it works. You can't beat it with a, well, you can beat it with a stick, but I would use this anytime, anywhere, and I have. Globestar Spot X devices. I have not even heard of them. If you've got a link, let me know. I'll share it out. There are usually all kinds of deals on Amazon. I think I bought a 6-pack of them. Yeah, that wouldn't be surprised. That wouldn't surprise me. Like I said, as far as best is subjective. I like the UV5R. It's simple. It's elegant in its simplicity. And it works. It just works. And it's cheap. You can't beat the price. $25. Yeah. Good for groups. Now, when you have your mag, group, tribe, whatever name you give your group of people, and if they all have these radios, you can set certain frequencies for your group via CHIRP, and only your group will know those frequencies. Your comms person should be able to set that up for you. Had to get something simple that I could pass out to family members. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The more people that have access to communications, the better the situation could be. Because if, say, I don't want to throw salt on myself, but say we have a tornado come through town. All right. I have a radio. I know 2 blocks north of me, there's another ham radio operator. I know 3 blocks that way, there's yet another ham radio operator. So there's communication to be had here. And with, oh yeah, Lucky Dame, 1 second. With the ability to communicate between each other, we would know if somebody's having an issue. And if you have HF capabilities, like me, you would be able to reach out further than these little Baofeng radios. And as Lucky Dame says, if you don't have CHIRP, download it. It's free. It's legit. And it makes it super easy to program the radio. That was my commercial voice. Yeah, if he should be willing to show you his setup, Prepper Book Club, and if you're interested, he'll be able to walk you through just about everything. All right. One thing about ham radio operators is we love to show off our shit. I'm not gonna lie. The only reason I haven't shown off my HF set is because it's in my bedroom. A 1-bedroom apartment, and you don't need to see my bedroom. So until I get a house, which hopefully will be in the very near future, I will be setting up a shack so I can show off my shit. Anyway, yeah, CHIRP is so easy to use. Do you like Homestuck? I'm not sure what that means. If you mean, do I like being home due to the plague of the 21st century? I'm not. I go to work every day. Yeah, an apartment is a little crampy. Yeah. But luckily, my wife is working until 10 o'clock tonight, so I have the whole house to myself. Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it? Yeah, she doesn't like being on camera, which is fine. That's her thing. Oh, do I like the webcomic Homestuck? I've never read it. If you want to tell us about it, that's fine. Are you laughing at me, Northern Girl? Yes, that's fine. Laugh at me all you want. Yeah, I've been essential through the whole damn thing. And I don't want to even go there. I mean, yeah, we're going to leave that for a different time. Basically, what I'm trying to do is help you guys understand these little radios better. About 3 watts of power. That's about it, Arkansas. Is there any major difference between the UV5R and BF F8 HP? There's about 3 watts of power. The BF FHP is an 8-watt radio. So yeah, it'll get the signal just a little bit further than this would, but not a whole hell of a lot. I mean, I have an HP, so at least what I have learned about radios and ham is that the sky's the limit when spending money. Actually, that is no longer the case. Nice, zombie. You can get an HF rig off Amazon for $450. It's the Zygu G90. And when I became a ham radio operator, the cheapest HF rig was over $1,000. And no. I wish I knew more about radios, but I've just never been able to grasp the whole concept. You know, truth time, I have to admit, when I decided to become a ham radio operator, I knew nothing, absolutely zero about amateur radio or radios in general, other than turn it on and I can hear my favorite rock station. Taking the practice tests on QRZ.com, that's Quebec Romeo Z.com, I learned a lot just in taking the practice test, because it eventually it gets in there. I was able to pass my tech test, and I was ecstatic. I'm like, oh, cool! I got radios. I can do this now. And then I'm like, but I want to talk around the world. So I had to do the same thing, take the practice test over and over and over again until I scored consistently 80, and went and took my general test, and now I'm happy. I've got worldwide communication if I needed it. So you don't need to know anything about radio going in. It's good to know some stuff, but you don't necessarily need to. And that's the biggest thing. Well, the biggest thing is they dropped, at least here, at least in the US, they dropped the Morse code requirement in, I want to say 2007. I'll check that and I'll be sure, but it has been dropped. I'm a general class operator, book club. I'm the second highest. And quite frankly, this is as far as I want to go. I don't need all the extra stuff that comes with extra. I'm not experimenting with microwaves or any of that. I'm just general. I have worldwide communication possible, and I have the correct power supply for my HF rig. Yes, that's right, Dame. Morse code was dropped years ago. Texas Redleg, thank you, brother, for coming in. I'm glad you're here. Here's to you. Experience is the best teacher. Absolutely. So, and there are a lot of older ham radio guys that will say, oh, you need to read every book you can and blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. Okay. I'm just calling bullshit on that. You take the tech test repeatedly over and over and over. Fine. You can take the practice. Let me say that again. You take the practice tests over and over and over. They're free. There's no charge for the practice test. You can take all the tests until you score 100% on them if you choose. Go all the way from technician to general to extra. Okay. Yeah. That's just it. With ham radio, you do learn by doing. Everything I've talked about in this video and my previous videos is coming from experience. Yeah. Got a book to study for the tech test? Okay, that's good. Did you get Gordo's book or did you get the ARRL book? Either one. I mean, they're both good. I like Gordo's style. So that's I mean, it's a toss-up which way you go. Yeah, study the books if you choose. Take the test on QRZ if you choose. Get the license. It's, when I did a video recently and I made an analogy. Okay, Craig Buck. Okay, even better. If in an SHTF situation, you find a freedom seed thrower that you've never used, would you be able to pick it up and know how to use it effectively? Probably not. Same goes with radios. A lot of, I don't want to say a lot, but there's a subsection of preppers that will get these radios and say, oh, I'm going to buy it, put it away, never use it. When the time comes, I'll turn it on and I'll be able to talk to everybody. Not going to happen. You have to know the frequencies. You have to know your limitations. You have to know at least have a working knowledge of antenna theory. And all right, Russian fighters are now tactically positioned in Belarus. Yep, that's right, Great Lakes. And on YouTube, you can find classes. Absolutely. If you want to take a class, fine, go for it. Do it. Please, for the love of God, do it. If communication or ham radio interests you, I encourage you to get your license. Okay. If you don't want a license, CB and FRS are just as viable, although they do have limitations, just like the UV5R does. Yes, it is a skill. And you have to know exactly what to do, how to set up your antennas if you've got an HF situation. Disaster comms? No. I've never had the distinction to be, although I am a weather spotter here in central Iowa. I have reported some shelf clouds and some tornadic activity, but I've never been boots on the ground in the disaster comms. Not that I wouldn't, I just haven't had the opportunity. And I would do so in a heartbeat. And I actually have my my power box. I think you've seen that video, Ark. I believe you've seen it. Can I get on 40 meters now? Yes. Not right this second, but yes, I can. I will probably set that up on Sunday, tomorrow. What am I thinking? Tomorrow, and see how it goes. I definitely need to go back and watch your road. Yeah, they're craptacular. I know they are. The production quality is, oh my God. But the information is good. I do promise you that. I'm not just spinning my wheels here. It's actually sugarless Coke. Oh, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. So yeah, I do have old videos up, and I will probably be, recycling them. And I will be adding more. Like I'm going to build a 40-meter speaker wire antenna, and I'm going to video that and then post it up. Yeah, Jim's videos. He was good. He was good, and he's missed. That's for sure. So let me know what time we should make a contact. I will do that. It'll probably be early evening tomorrow, but I'll let you know. So, does anybody have any other questions or comments about the UV5R? Don't expect a whole lot of I will. I'm in the VFD, and so I have handled programmed to the state and county. There aren't many private repeaters in my immediate. Oh, really? That's Ark. If you're interested, find out if there's a local ham radio club in your area. I appreciate that, Vaughn. Northern Girl, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help answer as many questions as I can, and if I don't have the answers, I will get them. Let's see. I'm scrolling back up here. I was going to ask about CB versus amateur radio, but that already. Actually, not really, Lucky Dame. They're both good, and actually, CB is on the HF spectrum. It's on the 11 meter band, which is just slightly higher than the 10 meter band. So it is basically ham radio, but it's AM as opposed to FM. So, or single sideband. And with the, you can use both. Prepper Book Club, I see you. I'll get you 1 second. The range on a CB unit in a truck is maybe 5 miles. Okay. The range on a base station could be longer, especially if you go single sideband. Then it would be 12 watts of power, so you get further out. And again, antenna height is good. The higher, the better. So it's not really apples and oranges. It's more like apples to apples. Oh, yeah, that's true. I meant as far as a lot of people ask which is better, but I don't know. Personally, I'm a ham radio guy. Ham radio is better to me. Yes, Great Lakes, but single sideband, they're 12 watts per FCC regulations. Oh, I do have. I've got CBs already. Would you still layer CB comms in your setup? Yes, absolutely. I have a single sideband base station, and I have mobile units in my van. So CB is another facet of communications, which is perfect. Well, see, single sideband. They're great. Yeah. There's a lot of old timer hams who poo-poo Citizens Band and call them bootleggers and, oh my God, they're going to get on here and they're going to mess our radios up. Bullshit. Communication is communication, however you get it. Okay. There's a group called AMRON, the American Amateur Radio Readout, something or other. I will post a link to their stuff in the description. They have a Project 3, which is monitor CB3, HRS3, or FRS3, and GMRS3, as well as any ham capabilities that you have. So if you get a message on your FRS radio, you can transmit that on your UV5R. Somebody else can transmit it further with their HF rig. So yes, it is viable. I will say that from the bottom of my heart. CB is a viable layer in the communications. So use it if you got it. If you don't have it, get one. I mean, you can get them dirt cheap. Thank you. American Readout Radio Operators Network. Yes. AMRON. And yes, AMRON Echo Tango 14. Just so you know. Yes. By piggybacking. Absolutely. You are not going to be able to transmit from CB to ham, but you can get the information. You can transmit the information forward, which is perfectly viable. So, yes, if you don't want to deal with the licensure for ham radio, get a CB, get an FRS. Both can be used, and somebody somewhere in your area is probably part of Amron, and they will be monitoring channel 3. So keep that in the back of your mind. Yeah, just have that knowledge. Just pulled a buff. Have one for me, because I got to stay away from salt. Happens. All right, guys, I am coming up on 51 minutes, and I'm getting hungry. So does anybody have any further questions, any comments, or anything they want to share with us? And I hope that this little live has brought some information. Oh, battery usage. This battery has been on this radio for 3 months, and I haven't had to charge it. If you're not constantly using your radio, it'll hold a charge for 3-4 months. If you're constantly using it, you might get a week. Metal is streaming tunes for after or a double dip. Okay, there you go, Joe. Thank you for sharing that. So yeah, a rather battery length in your experience. If you're not constantly using the radio, if you're just monitoring it and you have it sitting in its cradle, battery can last months at a time. If you're using the radio every day, you'd have to charge it once a week. So, I mean, the battery life is not bad. With the extended battery, you can push that out 4 months, 5 months, if it's not constantly in use. Prepper Book Club, that's why I'm here. I am going to endeavor to do more lives this year than I have recently, and yeah, I'm here. Appreciate your advice and sharing. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, the extended battery does last a good long while, and you can't beat the price on them. They're dirt cheap. Now, I do have a Yaesu HT. I barely touched that thing because it costs almost $200. Yeah, that's what I was going for. Yeah, the Shatner moment. Yeah. So, all right, guys, I think I'm going to cut it here. I do appreciate each and every one of you coming in. Thank you for showing up. And again, I will be doing more lives and more videos this year than I have in the past. And hopefully I can get up to, 1,000 viewers and then 4,000 watch hours or some damn thing, whatever the YouTube gods want. Yeah, so am I. Dame. And again, thank you. You guys have been wonderful. This is K0MRD, your radio prepper, and I'm out. Bye, guys.